Hello. Okay. Hello. 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 Okay. So I'm making this. I don't even know where I'm looking. Here? Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. I am making this video to let you guys know what the steroids to help treat and manage my MS affected my body. It wasn't the best. But I know you'll especially want to know this stuff if you have MS and maybe you're thinking about doing the steroids and you don't really know and you just want to know what it did to other people. Or if you're just curious, or maybe if you're thinking about using steroids for something else, which is totally possible too. This is just my experience. Obviously, everyone has a different experience. Yeah. Okay. The first night that I got put on the steroids, it was like, oh my gosh, like 2 a.m. I wanted to say the doctors wanted to get started right away, or I, was admitted to the hospital probably at like 10 p.m. or something. Anyway, so we start the first treatment, and of course, I'm not going to sleep because, first of all, I just find out that I most likely have MS, and I was alone and I didn't really know how to handle it. And now I'm about to be put like on steroids through this IV, which I've never even been on an IV. So, yeah, it was really interesting. I just remember feeling like a really like cold sensation like going like through my arm, and I could stop feeling like the coldness like about like here. But it was a really, really interesting feeling, and I was like, what the heck? And I didn't really notice that much on my emotions, except that I was really like awake, I guess. I was like really, really awake. And that was the first night. The next night and all the other nights, I realized that they made me like super like emotional. Like I would get really in my head, like, why is this happening to me? And like, why would I have MS? And like, I've treated my body and my mind so healthy. Why, like, what on earth does this even like mean? Like, how am I gonna handle this? How am I gonna tell people? All these different things like would run through my head. Like, I would cry maybe a little bit, or like want to call somebody to keep me company, that kind of thing. And then the last night that I was on them, actually, and the second to last night, it was 5 days. They put you on the highest dosage for 5 days. And the last 2 nights I actually had visitors, which helped like a lot. Like, because I didn't get so like emotional, and like I think I might have talked a lot. Like I think like I probably talked their head off and like told them like everything I was feeling and stuff. But it was a lot better, I will say, whenever I could like have somebody with me. Mine were always set for after dinner time. It was usually like 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. and then it would go till about, depending on the time that we started, till 10 or 11 p.m. That would last usually about an hour, 15 minutes roughly, depending on how many times the machine like stopped and had to restart and all this stuff like that. But having people there actually helped like a lot. Okay, so that was like during the steroid treatment. Highest dosage for 5 days through an IV on my left arm. So yeah, that was during. When I got out, what I noticed like right away was that my body was just like really like bloated. Like I looked really like flat, like a pancake butt or something, because I'd been like laying on it for pretty much like 5 to 6 days straight, But but besides that, I was just really like swollen everywhere, and like just like like an uncomfortable bloating. And the steroids were, I was told that they would either heal my eye, my right eye is what is being affected by MS right now, either heal it after a few treatments or after a few weeks of like after the steroid treatment. So right now, I don't even know what day it is. I guess I've been in out of the hospital for a week and a half now, something like that. I guess I can correct it later if whenever I'm editing, I'll like recheck whenever I stop and check. But I want to say I've been out for like a week and a half, and my eye is not healed, but it isn't as noticeable, like noticeably blurry in everyday life. But whenever I get hot or it's like bright, like I'm like bright outside, I notice I keep having to wear sunglasses or it gets really bad. And whenever I exercise and get like hot, and yeah, it like gets really, really fuzzy, like more so than pretty much ever. So I don't know if that's gonna go away. I guess I just have to see what kind of MS I have, if I have the kind that that does go away, or the kind that, you know, will just stay until another relapse, or the kind that gets worse, which I don't think that it's that kind. But I mean, I guess we'll see if, you know, if my eye does end up getting better or not. So I'll just be keeping you guys updated. But as of right now, it is not better. Thumbs down to that. But anyway, besides the point. Not really, actually, that is the point. But okay. I don't know where I stopped, and I don't know where I need to begin, because I am a blabber and I just ramble on. Oh, okay. So yes, the day after I got out, I was again just really bloated and just really uncomfortable feeling. Like I just felt really weak and just uncomfortable. So I got out on a Sunday night, and then Monday, yeah, I was feeling really uncomfortable. And then Tuesday, I woke up and I realized everything was sore, like just to the touch, everything, like legit, like no exaggeration there. Everything, my whole body, especially my chest and stomach area. I don't know why. And this area, it was all really sore. And my face, like all right here, like I hardly had like a chin area. Like all of this was like super, like I could hardly feel this bone right here, which normally I can feel, because it was just very, very swollen. And like my cheeks were very, very swollen, which I kind of have like a round face anyway. And you know, but they were like super, super like a chipmunk or something. And like I got my like teeth pulled or something. And yeah, so it was like all really swollen and really uncomfortable. And that was Tuesday. So that was 2 days after my last treatment. And then Wednesday, again, I was really sore everywhere. I wasn't as like swollen everywhere, especially my face. It had gone down quite a bit, but I was very, very, very sore. Like very uncomfortable, very sore to the touch, things like that. And then so that was Wednesday, so 3 days after my last treatment, steroid treatment. And then Thursday, what happened Thursday? Oh yeah, I remember just being, I had stopped hurting as much. The soreness was kind of going away, so that was really, really good. My face wasn't really swollen anymore. My body was going down a lot, like it wasn't near as swollen. So that was good. I remember I took a really long walk, like really long, and I was like not really, it was 1.7 miles, but for that, like now that's okay. But like for like how I was feeling, that was like the longest walk ever. And I just remember being exhausted after it. So I don't know if that was because I had been pretty much on bed rest, or if the steroids had anything to do with that. But yeah. And one thing I forgot to add, which is like totally important for you guys to know, every single night I would like sweat like a lot. And like me personally, I'm one of those people that's almost always cold. Like I always have to have like a jacket or something to keep me warm, or I like have to turn the air off, and then, you know, whoever I'm like staying with or whatever always wants to have it on, and I'm like, oh my god, it's freezing, and I have to wear a robe or like socks and like house shoes and like stuff like that. So for me to be like hot and sweaty with like the air condition on every night was like super, super, super weird. So I definitely think the steroids were like sweating out. And well, I don't know why I'm mentioning at night. I was always like hot and sweaty, like for the whole week, ever since like that Monday. I had been, no, I think the sweat started Tuesday, actually. I don't remember being sweaty Monday. Anyway, it's not that important when it started, but it definitely started. And yeah, like that walk that I took, I was like drenched, like in sweat. Like you would think that I just did like some sort of hardcore cardio for like an hour, because I was just like nasty sweaty. And like, Yeah, so that was another thing. It made me really sweaty. And I think these were all my symptoms from the steroids. Like now, like I said, my eye, like for the most part, getting better, besides whenever I do activities, and I notice it really, really starts getting bad again. But then again, I'm kind of doing that to myself. No one forces me to exercise or anything. And so I guess I'm, you know, bringing that on myself. These are all the, whoops, I just turned the Xbox on. I don't even know why I have an Xbox. Whoops. Sorry, little guy. Okay, so yeah, I think those were all my symptoms. The bloatedness and all that is pretty much gone now. And I'm not sore to the touch or anything. I'm not sore like that anymore. I'm sore a little bit from the spinal tap still, but that's gonna go away and it's almost gone. But yeah, I can't remember anything else right now. I want you guys to know just kind of from someone else's experience, because you might have to go through something like this. And my personal take, I can't really tell. I guess it depends on what kind of relapses I end up having if I'm gonna do the steroids again. Just because I hear great stories. I've read a lot of stuff that they did help people. But for me, if it's my eye again that happens, or if my eye doesn't go away, like it's always messed up, I don't know that I'm gonna do them again, just because it hasn't healed my eye yet. So if the steroids do end up healing my eye, then yeah, totally. If something else goes wrong, you know, then I'll do them again to help that. But it's just like, as of right now, just that I'm not better yet, and it didn't actually, like, you know, help my eye, and I had to go through all of the, like, really not fun stuff for that, like, pretty much week. And now it's, you know, finally going away the second week. I just don't know if it's worth it for me and my personal case, but I'm totally not saying don't do them, because if you're having some kind of issue, like you're having trouble walking or something, then yeah, do everything you can, I would say, to help yourself there, because that's a really big deal. This is just like my eye being like blurry, you know. I definitely want to give you guys all the information that I can, and yeah, so so that's all I have for right now. Anyway, I hope what I did give helped some, and I hope you get some sort of an idea. And I'm definitely not saying I'm for or against them. Honestly, I'm probably more for them, just because they are a way that we can help manage our symptoms. I'm just saying I didn't have the best experience with them. So I'm just telling you, if you do them, what possible things you can maybe expect. Maybe they won't affect you the same way they did me, but maybe they will. So just know that because at first I was kind of freaking out, but luckily my mom was with me, and she was like, no, it was the steroids, like, it's gonna go away, you're gonna sweat it out, stuff like that, and it's working. So yes, thank you guys so much, and subscribe, and like, and that's all I have for you. Okay.